Hey everyone, time for another garden tour. The garden has changed a lot in the past week. The chickens have not. They're still very squawky. Let's go take a look and see what's going on. The flower boxes outside are doing exceptionally well. I may have overcrowded them. I guess we'll find out. My first year doing flowers. I've seen people plant the zinnias farther apart, so my zinnias may be too close together. You know, I'll call these my experimental flower boxes. Maybe they'll be big and bushy and beautiful. Only time is going to tell. One of my absolute favorite things in the garden is my lights. Scott and the girls got me those for Mother's Day. And on this overcast day, they just, I don't know. They had some whimsy, I guess, is a good word for it. Whimsy is a good word. I like it. And at night, they're super bright at night, so I need to remember to unplug them because it looks like we're having a party. Let's see what else is going on. I may have been too quick to judge the winter sowing method. I do have things coming up finally. It's still been really cold here in Wisconsin. This spring has been unusually cold. Usually it's warmer. I mean, it's wet, which is normal, but it's been cold. We have a cantaloupe that is sprouted and coming up nicely. Another cantaloupe. There's baby zucchini in there. Oh, what is this? Ooh, wow. Okay, so this is a Tigger cantaloupe. And like literally just a few days ago, it wasn't up. And I am super excited about this one because he's small and stripy. It's supposed to be really, really good. A lot of flowers came up nicely. Planted some the cosmos that came up. Those are looking beautiful. Tomatoes are still on the iffy side. Wow. Okay, this cucamelon. He wasn't up the other day. I may end up with more plants than I can deal with, which is exciting. That's a good problem to have. I'll just give them away if I don't have enough room. Like, this is exciting stuff. Like, if this actually works. I have some tomatoes coming up, but they're not strong enough to go in the ground yet. Let me show you the ones I planted that I started inside and then transplanted. So, got some vintage wines. He's like falling over. Nice thick stems, which is beautiful. Dark Galaxy. This Black Seaman, when I was transplanting him, I snapped the top. So I was like, well, we'll just stuff him in the ground and see what happens. Wisconsin 55. It's supposed to be a crack-resistant tomato, which is what we need here because our watering is inconsistent. Or my watering is inconsistent. All the trellises are up. Kennedy helped me adjust them so they were high enough. Lettuces are finally starting to come along. I just think they were just too cold, which they're a cold weather crop, but they were just cold. Some things I actually picked up from the store because I was like, oh, excited. Pink Brandywine, a Mr. Stripey, a Lemon Boy Slicer, an heirloom pineapple, and an heirloom black creme. So those are pretty cool. Ooh, beans are coming up nice. And more beans over here. I don't remember which ones are which though. One's Blue Lake, one's Scarlet Runner. I'm not sure which ones are which though. All the flowers are planted. Here is Chinese noodle bean, I think. Red Chinese noodle bean, I think is what's here. May have to move this marigold. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I planted 5 on each. You know, everything's kind of an experiment nowadays. I really enjoy tomatoes. Like, there's just something really fun about growing tomatoes and learning about them. And like, I don't know. I'm like super excited for tomatoes this year. Last year I planted cherry tomatoes and Roma tomatoes. And that was it. That's like as adventurous as I got because I didn't know any better. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that there was indeterminate and determinate and what that meant. I didn't know about pruning or burying them deep so they have good roots, or trellising. I would just like stake them up as something was falling over. But this year I feel like I've learned so much more. Got high trellises. I'm going to prune so that they're get more airflow, and I'm super excited. Super excited this year. I mean, that's just, I don't know. I'm just excited. Romas. These Romas were started inside. They all have an egg in them. I'm noticing this Roma. He may be too far from the trellis from when I may have to like lean him like in more towards the trellis. He's not as close as he really should be. But, you know, live and learn. Purple Russian. These are all purple Russians. Okay. I'm not sure how. Why this one is up so high. I thought I buried him deeper. You know, guess we'll find out. All these Amish pastes were started inside. All right, so these ones with the cups on them, I didn't remember about burying them deep enough. And it was the next day, and I didn't want to disturb the roots by burying them. So I cut a little cup, the cups that already had holes in them from when I was growing them inside, and kind of made like a little support, I guess. I'm not sure when I'm going to take the supports off. We'll see how well they do. They need to get a little stronger though first. Here's Emily's bed. Brassicas. She's got 5 peppers. Those are the little snack peppers, like the ones you can get from the store, which she loves. She's got peas, some flowers, some carrots, and Market More cucumber. That might be Sunburn. I'm not sure. He's a transplant, so we'll see how well the transplants do. He does have some flowers starting to come on though. So hopefully he does well. This is Kennedy and Lexi's garden. They've got some lettuce back there and some brassicas, more lettuce in between the brassicas. She planted some baby boo pumpkin seeds here. And then they have an indigo blueberry tomato and a tomato Rapunzel that Lexi picked out at a nursery. One of the cool things that Lexi wanted to do is she wanted an arch in hers. But I knew getting a cattle panel in this small of a distance wouldn't be very good. So we just took the same fence that I used for trellising the tomatoes and arched it around and zip tied it up. So hopefully this will be strong enough, and I think it's going to look really pretty when you get the baby boo pumpkins on there and then the tomatoes climbing up. I think it's going to be so pretty. A lot of overcrowded flowers in some of these beds. I really should go through and thin some out so they have a better chance of... Ooh, I think that's a nasturtium. Some zinnias in here. It was just a mix that I got from the store, and I think I might have over heavily sown them. All of the pepper starts from inside are planted. We have a huge variety going this year. And I can't remember all which ones are which at the moment, but I have them all written down inside. Something I really want to do this year is dry our own like pepper powders. So the paprika peppers, we will smoke them and then dry them and then grind them up. And then the poblano peppers, I'll dry them and then grind them up. And then we have Sugar Rush peach peppers in here. And I might mix that with the poblano peppers just to add a different like flavor to the chili powder. We use chili powder a lot. If I can make our own, that'd be pretty cool. So that's my plan with the peppers. We'll see how well they do. All these peppers, except for one straggler, which I found later, they have 3 matchsticks planted in each hole. I have trouble growing peppers to be big and be fruitful. So I'm hoping that the sulfur from the matchsticks is going to help. We'll see. I'm optimistic that that's going to work. I've learned a lot about peppers this year too, and I'm going to do the Florida weave method with them for trellising to give them support when the peppers start getting heavy. And just a different varieties of peppers this year. We have the snack peppers over at Emily's bed, paprika, poblano, lipstick peppers from Baker Creek, sugar rush peach peppers, which are a spicy pepper, jalapeno peppers, which are supposed to be a jalapeno but without all the heat, and then your bell peppers, red, yellow, color bell mix, and then green, because we eat a lot of green peppers. So yeah, and I use a lot of green peppers in my homemade sauces. I need a lot of peppers this year. Cucumbers are coming up. I will thin the one that has 2 in it. I will thin that to just 1. It's a slicer cucumber, a Marketmore slicer. This was a transplant from inside, so we will see how it does, and then it'll climb up. I'll weed all this, but it'll climb up this fence piece. More cucumbers. Yeah. I make my mom her homemade bread and butter pickles that she loves, and she's out. My kids don't like them, so I make them for my mom. So I need a lot of pickled peppers. Yeah, so I can do that for her because I love her. Marigold. That's a pretty marigold too. This zucchini was a transplant from a winter sowing jug. So, and I think it just hasn't been warm enough around here. Dandelion, you can stay for now because he's pretty, not taking much space. Marigold. Okay, these tall cosmos. It's hard to see because there's weeds behind. But this tall cosmo and several other in this bed are from the winter sowing jugs. And they are doing phenomenally better than the ones I started inside. They're stronger, their stems are thicker, they just look healthier. So I may have just been very impatient with this winter sowing thing. So this pineapple sage right here, can you see him? See how pretty that is? It actually smells like pineapple. When you rub the leaves, it actually smells like pineapple, which I don't know what I'm going to use sage for besides the fact that it's pretty and it smells like pineapple, which is cool. I got it at Walmart, actually, when I was there with my oldest. We were there for something, but that's when I found a bunch of other unique plants. And she was supposed to stop me from buying plants, but she didn't do a very good job of it. And now we still giggle about it because she's kind of an enabler with plant buying. I like taking her to the store with me. Brassicas are finally doing something. Finally growing. Finally. Lots of brassicas. I mean, they're a cold weather crop, but I think it was just too darn cold for them. They didn't want to do anything. Strawberries are getting flowers. I'm hoping the bees will come through soon so we can have strawberries. My very heavily planted carrot bed. I need to thin that. Some transplanted salad bowl mix, which the kids keep eating off of, so it keeps like dying down. And some winter sown jug transplanted Shirley poppies. The pea and radish bed is doing very well. Peas are all coming up, going to the trellises like they're supposed to. Just got to retrain them sometimes because they like to go to their neighbor instead of up the trellis. Do you see what I see? Look. Look. I got radish. I grew radish. There's another one, a little baby in there. I got more radishes. This is exciting. Even Lexi was excited when she saw baby radishes in there. And she doesn't really eat radishes. I'm going to roast them. Probably put them on a salad. I do need to plant some more so that we can have some more radishes. Put that on my to-do list. The ever-growing to-do list. Alright guys, that's the tour for today. A lot has changed in a week and it's exciting stuff. It's just keeping up and, pruning and maintaining and remembering, being thankful for the slow, I guess slow season you could call it. We're busy with dance and end of school stuff. We got recitals coming up, and it just makes us busy. So I need to remember that God cares about my dreams for the garden. And I need to remember that it's a slow process for the garden. Things don't grow overnight. Things don't happen overnight, which can make me impatient. But doing these videos is going to help, because I've looked back on even the first one I did, and I was like, wow, I've gotten a lot of work done. And now things are growing, and it's exciting. It's going to be a good year for the garden, guys. Good year for the garden. What are your garden dreams? Where are you at with it right now? I'm in southwest Wisconsin, and it has been a very cold, wet spring. Cold. I mean, it's only like 60 right now, and it's almost June, which is not normal for us. What are your garden dreams? I want to hear them. Tell me about them. What do you got going on with it right now? How's the weather? Is it normal? Is it wetter than normal? I want to hear about it, guys. Tell me. All right, comment below. And I bless you. Make sure you subscribe so you can keep track of when I put a new video up. I'm trying to be more regular. But, life. The garden isn't my job per se. It doesn't bring us money in. It's my passion. It's something I really love, and it does me so much mental good to be out here. And then physical wellness from all the fresh food that I grew. I know what's on it. I know who touched it. I know who talked to it and took care of it. Yes, I talk to my plants. I know I'm not the only one. Just the other day, I saw a new bean sprouted up, and I'm like, oh, welcome to the party. My kids looked at me like I was a little crazy, but they should be used to it by now. So yeah, I'm just super excited for this year. So, are you excited? What's going on? Bye, guys.